This guy has the ability to be the next Francisco Lindor, and I'm not joking.
Yeah.
He is that.
Swing and a drive. You can forget about this one, folks. Three-run homer way up there.
Hey everybody, welcome back to the 450 Dead Center podcast video type stuff things. We're here. It's me, Chris, along with your boy Daniel.
Yo, yo, yo.
And we are continuing talking about the Blue Jays because we're, Blue Jays fans, and also because the Blue Jays are the greatest baseball team in the league, obviously, right?
And
Daniel?
there is absolutely nothing going on in the MLB right now besides some minor signings that I couldn't care less with, to be honest.
As long as if they're not signed with the Blue Jays, then we don't really care. Joe Panik signed, that's pretty much it. We're talking about the top 10 Blue Jays prospects heading into 2021, and there's some good ones on this list. This list was made from Scott Mitchell. He's a Blue Jays reporter, and he's recently been putting out his top 50 prospects. So if you want to go check that out, go ahead. I'll try to link it, or you can just search up Scott Mitchell on Twitter. Not the Scott Mitchell Formula One guy. It's another Scott Mitchell. Yeah, there's a report.
We need to.
Because the other one's like more.
That.
Well, the other one's more popular. That's why, because he's like an actual like full-on commentator. Yeah. So. All right.
Oh my god.
So
before we get into it, though, Chris.
Of course, you sell out. Good job.
I mean, sure, but I was just gonna say thank you for the support recently.
Oh yeah, that's it.
It's been awesome, and it's allowing us to actually have motivation to do this stuff. So yeah.
Yeah, I guess you guys like our Blue Jays fans react videos.
Yeah. So if you guys want to join, just hit a subscription button. It's completely free, and drop a like as well while you're down there. You might as well. You're already down there.
And comment while we're wrong. We might be wrong. You never know. Or comment why Scott Mitchell's wrong for making this list. or if he's right. I mean,
let's get it.
Yeah, Kirk should be number one. Just putting that out there. All right, so.
Oh my god.
Okay, so we're gonna go from the 10 to 1. We're gonna talk about their age and their overall stats that are on the MLB website. It's out of 80 pretty much. So, for example, Nate Pearson's fastball is 80 out of 80, just for reference. So number 10, CJ Van Eyck or Eek. I don't really know how to say it, but
I think it's Ike.
I'm pretty sure it's Ike too, and he's gross, man. He got drafted this year apparently, right after Austin Martin, and I cannot be more excited for him.
Yeah, CJ Van Eyck, he's out of Florida State, I'm pretty sure. Second round pick by the Jays. Big right-hander. And basically the comparison that a lot of people make to him is Kershaw. Not because I'm not saying he is Kershaw-esque, but if you've seen his curveball, that curveball is disgusting, and he is going to get so many batters out with that.
Yeah, when you take a look at his stats, it says he has an overall out of 80 curveball. He has a 60 out of 80, which is the highest out of everybody on this list that we have so far. I don't know if it's the highest overall, but a 60 out of 80 curveball is really hard to get, and I'm excited.
I'm pretty sure doesn't a 60 mean above average, if I'm not mistaken?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure 50 is above average because 40 it's out of 80, so 40 should be the average. Yeah. And,
yeah, you're right. So 40 and then 50, 60 should be, I don't know, I think it's good, and then 70 something, and then 80's elite, right?
Oh, 80's elite, yeah. So CJ Van Eyck, he hasn't played any professional games because he was just drafted this year, but I'm excited to see how he'll perform in AAA this year, or maybe even AA or A-ball, who knows.
I think he'll probably I feel like him and Austin Martin are going to take very similar paths. I feel like they will start. They'll start the same team together. I feel like I'm feeling like it's going to be probably high A ball.
Yeah, I was thinking maybe
AA.
Yeah, I was thinking maybe start them in AA because I think considering they haven't played a pro game yet, they should probably not go all the way up to AAA already.
Yeah. I think the highest to start is AA, but these guys could easily end up in. Van Eyck can easily end up in AAA and maybe even in the MLB, depending how good he does.
Exactly. And then number 9 on this list is a player that I am personally really high on. This is Miguel Geraldo, who's an infielder. Not much is known about him. I don't even know when we drafted him, to be honest, but he's a all-around player. He can play every infield position, I think minus first base. So he's a good depth infielder, and he's only 20 years old, so the guy's got time to develop.
I'm not gonna lie, I don't know too much about Miguel Geraldo. I know you're big on him, so I'll let you take the lead on talking about his stats and that. But it's more infield depth, and the Jays have so much. I'm gonna make a bold prediction. Maybe he gets traded, but like you have on the stats here, he's 20 years old. Who knows what's gonna happen when he's 22, 23? He could end up being Lindor.
Exactly. He has the potential to be a really good player. Overall, right now, as a 20-year-old, he has a 50 hit, 55 power, overall 50 out of 80. So his power is there. I guess he's a good power hitting infielder because anything above 50 is pretty good power numbers. I'm really excited for him. So we don't know much about him. I don't think he's played that many games, so we don't really know, but I'm excited for him. All right, we're going to move on to number 7, and this is another player who I'm really high on, but he also could be trade bait, and this is Alek Manoah. He's a 23-year-old fastball pitcher, and if you see his build, he's an absolute truck. He's got an overall 65 out of 80 grade fastball on the MLB website, and that is pretty much elite if you were to ask me. And I follow him on Instagram, and he's been doing a lot of work in the winter. He's basically been doing what Vlad's doing, except he was already jacked. So he's a good player. I think he probably needs to work on his control a little bit. He's an overall 50 out of 80 on the MLB website. But yeah, his fastball could be very deadly.
I think Manoah, I don't think he'll be trade bait just because they've had him for quite a while, if I'm not mistaken. He's 23 years old. I think they've had him for at least like 3 or 4 years.
I think we drafted him in 2019, actually.
That's what I'm trying to find right now when we drafted him. But I don't think he'll be trade bait. I think he could probably make the roster sometime this year, depending on injuries.
Mm-hmm.
If he has a good season. He's definitely going to start in AAA, I feel like.
Yeah. Here, Daniel, this pitcher is a pitcher that I am probably the most excited for behind Nate Pearson. He's a number 2 pitcher in our prospect pool, and we traded him for we traded Marcus Stroman for him and Anthony Kay. This is Simeon Woods Richardson. He's only 20 years old going into 2021, like he'll be 20. So he is a good pitcher, man. He's got 60 fastball, 60 control, and he's an overall 55 out of 80. He's elite, man. He has the potential to be like Jacob deGrom.
Yeah, SWR, for everyone who doesn't know, that's what a lot of people call him. He is, because his name's long, this guy he was the biggest steal, I think, in the Stroman trade.
Yes.
Yeah, Anthony Kay was good. He was okay, but this was what they bet their money on, was Simeon Woods Richardson, and I think when he comes up, he's still going to be a couple years. I'm expecting maybe 2 more years in the minors for him.
Yeah, probably.
And then I think halfway through the second season, he'll come up kind of thing in like July. But he has the capability to be an elite pitcher, like you said, like deGrom, like Syndergaard. And if anything, he has the capability to you could put him in the bullpen and just chuck gas and be locked down.
Oh yeah, for sure. I think all these starting pitchers on this list will continue to be starters, like Van Eyck, Manoah, and Woods Richardson and Pearson, just because we need pitching on our team right now, and I think we want to develop starting pitching. We want to, because our GMs were from Cleveland, and Cleveland is considered the pitching whisperers. So I think hopefully they can develop, and also the pitchers are not our pitchers. Our GMs are really high on player development, so I think we'll put him as a starter, and if it doesn't work out, then they'll go in the bullpen.
I think the only way you see those 3 pitchers that we discussed, Wood Richardson, Manoah, and Van Eyck, getting moved is if we're getting like Jacob deGrom. Yeah. Or like you know what I mean? It's got to be like an elite starter. That's the only way those guys get moved, I think.
Yeah, I would assume so, because we don't need bats anymore. All we need is pitching, and if we can't get it via the free agent market, we'll get it via trade.
Exactly.
And it'll probably be around the deadline. I would say that would be the best bet, so we really know because there is going to be a minor league season this year. It's like kind of revamped. Buffalo's still with the Blue Jays, but they're going to be playing in some sort of I don't even know what to call it. It's kind of a weird minor league system, but hey, at least they're getting games in.
That's a whole nother video we can talk about. But,
exactly, yeah. They're getting games in, so we get to see how they're going to perform.
Which is huge. And Blue Jays fans, be aware that in 3 or 4 years, you're going to hear SWR, Simeon Woods Richardson, as one of the aces for the Jays. And just be ready for that.
100%. And plus, he's 20. That's young for a pitcher, man. Okay, let's move on to number 6. This player, I don't really know where he fits in with the team, to be honest. It's Gabriel Moreno. He's a catching prospect. He's overall 55 hit, 55 arm, 50 overall on the MLB website. He also does have, I think, 50 power, which is really good for a catcher as well. He's a good, I think his fielding's not that high, but he's a good young player. He's 20 years old, might even be 19, I don't know. I think this is what it means going into 2021. And he's really good. I looked up his stats for winter ball, and the guy hit insane. He was gross. And I think he could be higher on this list, but I just can't wait for Gabriel Moreno. But I think we use him as trade bait.
I don't know. Yes, I would agree to that. We did sign him from free agency from who knows. We signed him in international free agency from Venezuela. Um, and I would say if we didn't have so many catchers,
Yeah.
he would be for sure in there. But I don't think Jansen's gonna get moved anytime soon.
Jansen's is too good in the clubhouse.
Jansen's too good. Plus his defense is unstoppable. He's been Gold Glove I think twice nominated, right? In the few seasons he's been up.
For sure.
Kirk is a folk hero. No one's trading him. We don't care.
Yeah, and we don't touch him.
And Reese McGuire, I could see him getting traded, but then what? You're gonna have Gabriel Moreno in the minors. So yes, I think Gabriel Moreno is gonna be a MLB player at some point, but I don't know if it's gonna be with the Jays, to be honest. But still, keep an eye out on him. And I don't know if you mentioned this, but his arm, Chris.
Yeah.
At 55, the guy's got a hose behind the plate.
Oh yeah, he can throw. All right, top 5 players, and this guy is definitely one of the biggest snubs from the top 100 MLB prospect list. This is Alejandro Kirk, our Lord and Savior, Alejandro Kirk. 60 overall hits, 50 overall. The guy's a machine, man. He's insane. In brief appearances last year, he hit like 340 and had a game of his life against the Yankees, which, fantastic. What do you think of him, Daniel?
I think Alejandro Kirk I think he won over the crowd.
Oh, he did.
When he was doing that, remember that dance he did?
Yeah.
After someone hit a home run? Yeah, I think after that, he won the crowd. And he won all the fans.
Just from his appearance, everyone loves him.
And I think he's young. Like we said, we've talked about, I don't think he's going to start in the major leagues. I know we really want him to.
I think he might, actually, because everybody's projecting
Unless he tears up spring training, I see him starting in AAA. But yeah, fantastic. He's going to hit. He's not really defensively, but he can hit, and he can put some pop in the bat, and I think he's a perfect backup behind Jansen.
Oh, yeah, for sure. He also was invited along with Nate Pearson into like the spring training camp. We'll talk about that later, but those guys are already certain to be in. So I guess I don't know because they put prospects down, but they didn't have Pearson and Kirk. I guess because they were already in. So I guess they're already going to be on the 40 man or something. I don't know how it works, but yeah.
Yeah, baseball's weird with that.
Yeah, Daniel, this number 4 guy, I think he's the highest on my list behind number 3. You know how much I like number 3.
Yes, I know. Number 4, I can back this.
You talk about
point.
him. Go. You go do it.
How do you say? Is it Orelvis?
Orelvis. It's like Elvis, but with an Orel before it.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay, Orelvis. Martinez, 18 years old. Pretty sure he's primary a shortstop. He's out. We signed him in international. I'm pretty sure he's from Dominican or Puerto Rico, one of the two.
One of the two. Yeah.
And this guy is the complete package. Like he can hit, he can throw, he can play, he can run, he can play power. Most average prospect you're gonna get, everything's around the 55 or 50 range. He's got 55 hit, 55 power, and overall a 50. Pretty sure his defense is like a 50.
The guy's insane, Daniel.
Consistent. I am so excited for him. I hope he makes the roster eventually.
He's 18. Just put that into picture.
That's the thing. He's gonna be a project. And I would expect to see him in 4 years minimum.
Minimum? Really? You think so? I think if he tears it up...
That'll be 22 when he comes up.
Mm-hmm. I think this year, Orelvis probably going to start in A-ball if they have A-ball. Yeah. And then if he does good, maximum, I think he'll end up as AA. I don't want him to be pulled up into AAA this early because we need the time to develop our players like this. And we have so many more infielders coming up, so we don't need him right now.
I think he will be in AA maximum by the end of the year. And the only reason I'm not going to put him in AAA, or why he couldn't make AAA by the end of the year, is because of the two guys in front of him, Chris.
Yeah.
And this third guy you are so high on, and I'll let you take it away from here, but he's either going to start in the MLB or AAA, this guy.
This guy is my favorite prospect, probably in the entire MLB. Obviously, he's my favorite prospect in the J system. Jordan Groshans, 21 years old. He's got 55 hit, 55 power. He's a 55 overall, which is really hard to get in as a prospect out of 80. He is 46th in the top 100 MLB prospects, and this is Jordan Groshans. I love this guy. Everybody says that Jordan Groshans is going to be traded for like a pitcher or something, and no, you just can't do that. He has Mike Trout potential, and if we get rid of him, we'll just look like idiots. He's so good, and I can't wait. And he's so high on his ability that I think he should be number 1 on the Jays prospect list. That's how good I think Groshans is. Maybe number 2 because Nate Pearson's kind of really good, but Jordan Groshans, I can't wait to see him in the minors this year. I don't think he'll get like a starting role this year, unless he like tears it up and then like gets called up like later on in the year. But yeah, just get ready. In a year or two, the guy's gonna hit like 300, probably around 30 home runs. He's insane. That's all I have to say, Daniel. What do you think of him?
I think the downside about Groshans is his fielding is really wonky. He is not very mobile. He's not very mobile, and which is okay for the Jays because you're thinking, oh, great, he's an infielder. Yeah, but he can play first base.
He can.
And if he can rake like he is doing currently in the minors, and he can continue that, we can just move him to first base. And imagine that lineup there with that infield. God.
You got Groshans, Cavan at second, Bichette or Semien at second, and then Bichette. Oh no, or third.
But I'm not even the major league. Think of the minor league one.
Oh yeah, that's
you're gonna have Orelvis Martinez in there somewhere. Mm-hmm. Eventually, this is all possible. You can have Orelvis Martinez. You can have Jordan Groshans at first, and then you can have also this guy who's the number 2 prospect on the thing, who just got drafted, who is my favorite prospect, Austin Martin, could also be in there. And I think that infield is disgusting.
Don't forget, Austin Martin can play outfield as well. He's probably like the center field Springer replacement, I would say, in the future, unless we draft some absolute Mike Trout kid or something. But yeah, you go ahead, go talk about him.
Austin Martin. I'm not gonna lie, I was watching the draft. I'm surprised we got him.
He could have gone first overall. Like that's how good he is.
Honestly, if he didn't get, the only reason he fell to us is because he got injured. That's really the reason.
Yeah, pretty much. And if he
didn't get injured, he could have honestly been number 1 and gone to Detroit.
Yeah.
He is that good. He has so much potential. And I honestly, when he fell to the Jays, I think Shapiro was like, "Oh, thank you very much.
Yeah.
Thank you for this treat."
Wow.
He's gonna tear it up.
5th overall.
He's got a 65 hit. He doesn't have much pop. He's more of an average kind of guy.
But 65 hit, Daniel. 65 hit.
Yeah, 65 hit. He's not going to strike out a lot. I think his strikeout to walk ratio in college, it was like for every 4 walks, he was getting 1 strikeout, which is like insane.
That's really good
to think about. But yeah, 65 hits insane. He's going to put the bat on the ball all the time. Plays, like we said, a lot of different positions. Versatility, which we know Charlie Montoya loves.
Mm-hmm.
And he's fast, which is something the Jays haven't had.
Yeah. I'm really high on him. I just, we haven't seen any pro ball games from him, so that's why I don't think he should be that high. But hey, I mean, if we could have got a potential 1st overall pick, 5th overall, I'll take it any day of the week.
This guy has the ability to be the next Francisco Lindor, and I'm not joking.
Yeah.
He is that good, and he's going to start in A-ball, I'm assuming. And he'll probably work his way up. He could finish easily in AAA by the end of the year.
Oh, for sure. I wouldn't even be surprised if he gets the call up to the MLB if somebody gets hurt.
Yeah.
All right, Daniel. Now the number 1 prospect on our list. Everybody knows who this is. Number 10 overall in all of the MLB prospect rankings. This is Nate Pearson. And he has a maxed out score on MLB for one of his categories. And that's his fastball.
Yes.
So, 80 out of 80. That is absolute Chad throwing right there. The guy throws like, what did he throw? Max 100. I think he's hit 105 at one point.
I think he's touched 105 in. I think the biggest recorded ever in a game was a 103.5, but I think he's hit 105 in like bullpens.
Yeah, that's crazy.
And like we said, we saw what he can do in the playoffs. He was injured last year. He didn't have the performance he wants. Honestly, expect Nate Pearson to pitch with a chip on his shoulder this year. He is going to be dangerous, and I honestly think he's going to be the Noah Syndergaard that we traded.
Yeah, I mean, if we still had Noah Syndergaard, he would be the perfect mentor for Nate Pearson, but we don't have him. So we have literally slow pitcher Ryu, but who cares? It's all right. It's all right.
So, you know what? Ryu's going to teach him how to
control.
Not even control. Plan attacks towards the hitter, because that's something Ryu really does well. he
He
can
does.
plan his attack towards hitters. And I think Pearson's going to learn from that. And I think we're also going to bring in a couple more pitchers, hopefully, who can help him. And Pete Walker's a great pitching coach. I honestly expect Nate Pearson to have a breakout year this year.
Oh yeah, for sure. And this video is already 20 minutes long, surprisingly. There was one more thing that we want to talk, or two more things that we want to talk about. So, once again, Scott Mitchell, I don't know, this guy just gets all the good Blue Jays news. He was hearing a number of Blue Jays prospects that are getting the big league camp invites. And some that were in the top 50 are our 11th overall prospect, Adam Kloffenstein. Very good pitcher. He's really young. I think he'll start in A. Alek Manoah, Simeon Woods Richardson, Jordan Groshans, Austin Martin. Not Gabriel Moreno, which I guess maybe he's too young or something. Who knows? Because we also do have quite a few catchers like Caleb Joseph, Kirk, Danny Jansen, McGuire. Nate Pearson is also getting in. So is Alejandro Kirk, which I talked about earlier. So be prepared to watch these guys absolutely tear it up in the minors, or not the minors, in spring training this year. I feel like Groshans and Martin are going to get a lot of at-bats, and I cannot wait to watch them. It's going to be great.
I also want to add some other prospects that just weren't listed on there that's going to be at camp for them.
Yeah, go ahead.
Logan Warmth, who's another
He's pretty
prospect
good.
infielder.
I think he's a first baseman.
I think he plays everywhere.
Yeah, he's like a cabin.
Kevin Smith, who's another guy who plays every single infield position. Philip Clark, who's a big lefty. We got a lot of players.
Yeah, I'm excited. This spring training is going to be really good for development, and I feel like the team are going to put him in a lot, considering there was no minor league system this year or last year in 2020, and they want to see what they can do. Just be prepared. Groshans, Martin, going to get a lot of at bats. I wouldn't be surprised if we see Manoah pitching a lot too. He's really good. He's getting older. Well, not older, but older for a prospect. So it'll be exciting.
Yeah, I would mark it down. I think it starts pitching and catching reports on the 18th, I believe, right, of February.
Yeah, so this means
I think the first game's the
3rd.
3rd of February.
Oh, 28th. Sorry, I think it's the 28th.
28th. I was gonna say I think it's 2 weeks.
Yeah.
But yeah, get ready for it. I can't wait. I'm gonna be glued to the TV,
Me too.
and I'm excited.
Yeah. So, guys, what do you think of the top prospects in the Blue Jays system? Because we couldn't be more excited. I do think we are still have a top 5 farm system, maybe even top 3. It's probably like Tampa, San Diego, us, maybe, if you were to put it that way. Maybe
I
Atlanta.
that. Even
Atlanta's
Dodgers
up
are pretty good.
Yeah, Atlanta's up there. Dodgers are up there. Not the Brewers. Theirs is terrible. But yeah, just be prepared for all these prospects that come up because it's going to be a fun time. I do believe that some of them will probably be traded away if we do need pitching at the deadline. So don't get too emotionally attached to them unless their name is Jordan Groshans, because that would be pissed if we get traded. Or Kirk. Or Kirk. Oh, God, I'd be so mad.
Oh, my God.
So, yeah. You want to do the outro, Dan?
Thanks for watching, everyone. Hit the subscription button if you enjoyed. Drop a like as well. Recommend us to a couple of people trying to grow the channel a little more. And go Blue Jays go. We'll see you guys all later.
Yeah, goodbye.